Hello, guys. Welcome to Wow Whisper of Wonder. I'm PAY, but you can call me Pi, and I'm super excited to have you all here with us today. Today I'm here with my special guest, and his name is.
Hello, guys. My name is Ken. It's Ken, not Can. So, today I will be chit chatting with Pai about one of the hottest topic.
Okay, Ken. Today we're going to talk about Wicked the movie that's got everyone talking. Whether you are a long-time fan of musical or newcomer to the world of Oz, this movie has something for everyone.
Exactly. It's more than just a movie, it's a whole experience. The plot, the characters, the music, it's all incredible. But let's break it down a bit. For those who don't know, Wicked is a prequel to The Wizard of Oz, but it flips the whole story upside down. Instead of Dorothy, we're following Elphaba, that they called Wicked Witch of the West, and Galinda, the Good Witch.
And what makes it so unique is how it shows both characters as more than just good or evil. It's all about perspective, how they're judged, the choice they make, and the friendship that form between them despite their differences.
Definitely. And let's not forget the performance that Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba and Ariana
Yeah.
Grande as Galinda. We're gonna talk about an amazing duo.
Oh my god, exactly right. And the music of Divine Gravity is my favorite song. But hearing them in the movie gave me chills. It's one of those soundtracks that stay with you. By the way, what's your favorite music in this movie?
So my favorite music in this movie is Divine Gravity. Stephen Short, he made this music was incredible, amazing music.
Yeah.
Like even though he said that he put some Easter egg in this song, like he took the part of the song "Somewhere Over the Rainbow," which is on The Wizard of Oz, like in the chorus, like somewhere over the rainbow, he put it into Divine Gravity part unlimited, like unlimited. So that's why it's my favorite song. But today, we're not just talking about the plot or the music. We're diving into some fun behind the scene facts, a little controversy, and even some life lessons from the movie that we can all relate to.
Exactly. So grab your snack, get comfy, and let's dive into the magic of Wicked together. But first, a quick heads up, there are spoilers ahead. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, maybe pause this, watch it, and then come back. Trust us, you won't want to miss the full experiences.
No spoilers yet, but seriously, you don't want to hear any spoilers unless you've seen it. So come back to us after the movie.
Yeah. Alright, so let's jump right into it. Let's dive into the story itself. Ken, what do you think makes Wicked stand out from our other fantasy films?
Well, Pai, what really makes Wicked stand out is how it takes a fresh approach to the classic Wizard of Oz story. It focuses on two iconic characters, Elphaba, who becomes the Wicked Witch of the West, and Galinda, the Good Witch. Elphaba's story is especially unique because, unlike how she's portrayed in The Wizard of Oz, she's not evil. In fact, she's misunderstood and constantly judged because of her green skin, which she inherited after a magical accident. She's a symbol of someone who's different and is rejected by society for it.
Yeah, Elphaba, with her green skin and powerful abilities, is rejected by those around her in the land of Oz. She often sees as the villain, but the struggle with her identity and the way society treats her is the core of character's journey. It's clear message against prejudice and how people can be misunderstood based on their appearance or background.
Yeah, and then you've got Glinda, the good witch.
Yeah,
She starts out as a bit of a diva. She's beautiful, popular, and
yeah,
always following the rules. But as the story progresses, she grows into a more thoughtful and empathetic person. Her friendship with Elphaba is complicated, though it's full of up and down rivalry and moments of deep respect. Their relationship really shows how true friendship can evolve and even survive despite the challenge they face.
exactly. What I love is that we can show us that people aren't just good or bad based on what others think of them. It's all about perspective. The wizard who's supposed to be hero to be in the Wizard of Oz is actually able to be quite manipulative and self-serving and wicked. So these twists really turn the whole narrative around.
And it's not just about the characters, it's about the choices they make.
Yeah.
Elphaba has a huge moral dilemma, especially when it comes to using her powers. She wants to do good, but she's constantly faced with tough decisions, many of which lead her down a path of being seen as wicked. Her defiance against the rules and the oppressions she faces is what ultimately shapes her character.
Absolutely. Well, her journey is a powerful metaphor for fighting against social expectation. And we can talk about Wicked without mentioning the iconic song, Defying Gravity, for example, is a huge turning point in the movie. Elphaba sings in after making a bold decision to fight back against those who have oppressed her. This moment of empowerment where she decides she's going to live on her own terms, right?
And that's one of the standout moments in the movie. You can feel Elphaba's emotions,
Yeah.
her frustration, her hope, and her strength, all in that song. It's a declaration of freedom, of refusing to be boxed in by others' expectations.
Exactly. And then there's the song for good, which show the deep connection between Elphaba and Glinda. It's a reflection of how our lives are shaped by the people we meet and how we impact each other. Sometimes we don't even realize it. It's a beautiful message of friendship and understanding, despite differences between the characters.
Totally. It's like a reminder that even if we take different paths in life, the relationship we form leave a lasting impact. And the way the movie tackles themes of self acceptance,
Yeah.
forgiveness, and standing up for what you believe in is incredibly powerful.
Yeah. So let's take a closer look at the characters' dynamic between Elphaba and Glinda. Their friendship and rivalry really drive the story. Don't you think, Ken?
Definitely, Pi. What's really interesting is how their relationship shifts throughout the story. At the beginning, Glinda is portrayed as the typical good girl who fits in with the norms of society. She's popular, cheerful, and loved by everyone. But as the story unfolds, you see her realizing that there's more to life than just playing the part of the perfect girl.
Yeah, and this gradual transformation is something that makes Glinda characters more relatable. She might start out as a bit shallow, but through her friendship with Elphaba and choices she has to make, Glinda grows more self-aware and compassionate. There's the powerful moment when she sees Elphaba for who she truly is and understanding the depth of her struggles. And that's real turning point for both characters.
And that's what's so beautiful about their friendship. They challenge each other, push each other to be better. And even though they have their disagreements, there's this deep underlying respect for one another. They're both dealing with their own personal battles, like Glinda with her identity as the good witch, and Elphaba with being an outsider who just wants to do the right thing.
Okay, Ken, so let's lighten things up a bit. We've dug deep into the story and themes. But now it's time to get into some behind the scene fun fact about Wicked. Are you ready?
Alright, hit me with those fun facts.
Okay, so did you know that the movie production budget was on one of the highest for a musical adaptation, coming in around $200 million? That's a very huge. I mean,
Wow, that's a lot. No wonder the visuals were so amazing. And it's not just the CGI, there were a lot of practical effects used too. They built some incredible sets like the Emerald City and even recreated some of the classic Wizard of Oz locations.
yeah. And speaking of alphabet looks, did you know that her green skin makeup took over 2 hours to apply every single day during filming? This is such a huge part of her character, but it takes a lot of time and effort to get it right.
2 hours? That's dedication. I can imagine sitting in a chair for that long every day, but it definitely pays off. Elphaba's green skin is iconic and really ties into her role as an outsider in the movie.
Exactly right. And here's another fun one. Ariana Grande, who plays Glinda, took voice lessons to adapt her singing style to fit the Broadway tone. She really wants to honor the original musical while bringing her own flair to the role. That's pretty impressive, right?
Right. Ariana's voice is incredible, and I think she nailed the Glinda we know and love, but with a little twist of her own style. It's always interesting when artists put in the work to make sure they're staying true to a role while adding their personal touch.
Exactly. And let's not forget the custom design. Glinda outfit gets more elaborate and extravagant as the story progresses, while Elphaba outfit stays simple and functional, which reflects their characters' journeys. It's like their customer mirror their inner transformation.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Glinda's costumes are all about glamour and showiness at the beginning, but as she matures, she becomes less focused on appearance and more on substance. Meanwhile, Elphaba's more modest, like a look at the start reflects her struggle to fit in, but by the end, it's her strength and individuality that really shine through.
It's so powerful. The custom tells a lot of the story without saying anything. Speaking of visual storytelling, and did you know that the set for the flying scene was designed to look like a giant tree? That's how they made Alphabet iconic defying gravity scene, and that's very so magical.
Oh my god, that's genius!
Yeah,
It makes sense though. The flying scene is one of the most iconic moments in the movie and it's visually stunning. They did an amazing job of bringing that sense of freedom and rebellion to life.
definitely. And here's one more fun fact for you. For Cynthia Erivo, who plays Elphaba, actually learned to sing in completely different style for this role. Her vocal training is rooted in classical and opera techniques, which gave her the powerful, emotive voice we hear in the movie.
Oh my god, I really love that. Cynthia's voice is so raw and emotional. You can really feel the pain, anger, and hope in her singing. It's definitely one of the standout parts of her performance.
Yeah, for sure, Ken. But both Cynthia and Ariana brought something special to their roles, and their performance made Wicked so memorable. It's clear that everyone involved in this movie really gave in their all story. Okay, Ken. So let's dive into some of the Wicked controversial As much as the movie has been praised, it has also sparked a fair share of debates. One of the biggest topics was the rumor about pay gap between Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. What is the story there? What do you think?
Um, this caused quite a stir. Rumor had it that Ariana Grande, who plays Glinda, was paid 15 million, while Cynthia Erivo, who plays Elphaba, got just 1 million. A huge difference, right?
Yeah, it's very different. And it raised a lot of question about equality in Hollywood. Although the studio denied its claims, the controversy highlighted the ongoing issue for pay, not just Hollywood, but in workplace everywhere.
Exactly. People argued that if the rumor were true, it would be unfair considering both characters are equally central to the story. Cynthia Erivo is also an Oscar nominated actress with immense talent.
That's right. And while Ariana Grande fans as a pop icon might justify higher pay due to her global fan base, it still doesn't sit well with fans who believe that talent and effort should be equally valued.
It's a complicated issue, but it's good that people are having these conversations. It's a reminder that fairness matters in every industry.
Well, another point of contention was the movie darker tone. Some fans of the Broadway musical were expecting the same vibrant, whimsical vibe, but the film took a more grounded, cinematic approach. And what do you think about that?
I get why some fans were disappointed. The Broadway version is colorful and larger than life, while the movie feels more subdued and dramatic. But I think the darker tone works. It makes the story feel more relatable and emotionally impactful.
I agree with you. Director Jen Mochu said he wants to movie to reflect the complex themes of the story, like prejudice, power, and forgiveness. The darker visual complement those themes, even if it's departure from the stage.
Yeah, and let's not forget that adaptations are bound to have differences.
Yeah.
It's impossible to replicate the magic of a live Broadway show on screen, but the movie brings its own strength, like cinematic visuals and intimate performance.
That's true. And speaking of changes, some fans also criticize the decision to split the movie into two parts. While it gives the story more room to breathe, others feel it was unnecessary and just a way to increase profits. So, what's your take?
I get the skepticism, but personally, I think splitting it into two parts was the right call. There's so much depth to the story, and cramming it all into one movie could have made it feel rushed.
Yeah, it's a bold choice, but it allows the filmmakers to fully explore the characters and themes without cutting corners. Plus, it gives fans more wicked to look forward to.
Totally. And honestly, controversial like this just show how passionate people are about Wicked. It's a story that resonates with so many and everyone wants it to be done justice.
Absolutely. Whether you love or critique certain aspect, it's clear that Wicked has sparked meaningful decision and that a testament to its impact. Okay, Ken. Now we covered the story, fun fact, and controversial. Let's shift gears a bit and talk about the deeper educational themes in Wicked. What can viewers really learn from this movie?
Oh, there's so much Pai. One of the biggest themes is empathy. Elphaba's story is a powerful reminder not to judge people by their appearance. She's green skinned, but that doesn't define who she is. She's kind, brave, and incredibly smart.
Yeah, society labels her as a wicked just because she looks different and refuses to conform. It's a reflection of how quick we can be to judge others based on the superficial things like race, appearances, or even someone's belief.
It's right. And the movie also touched on the theme of resilience. Elphaba faces rejection and prejudice at every turn, but she never gives up. She stays true to her values and fights for what she believes in, even when the odds are stacked against her.
That's such an inspiring message. And then there's the theme of friendship, especially the complex bond between Elphaba and Glinda. Their relationship is not perfect, they argue, make mistakes, and even hurt each other. But they also learn to forgive and grow together.
Exactly. It's a great reminder that true friendship isn't about agreeing on everything. It's about respecting each other's differences and supporting each other through life's up and down.
Yeah, and speaking of life challenges, I think the movie also teaches us about the power of choice. Both Elphaba and Glinda make decisions that shape their paths. It shows how the choices we make, big or small, can have lasting consequences.
That's so true. For example, Glinda chooses to stay in the public's favor even if it means going against her conscience at times. Meanwhile, Elphaba chooses to stand up for what's right, even if it makes her an outcast. Both choices are valid in their own way, but they highlight the complexities of life.
And let's not forget the theme of power and corruption. The wizard, who initially seen as a benevolent leader, turned out to manipulative and self-serving. It's a cautionary tale about how power can corrupt even the most well-meaning individuals.
Yes, and it ties into the idea of questioning authority. The movie encourages viewers to think critically about those in power and not blindly follow their narratives. That's such an important lesson, especially in today's world.
Yeah, it's totally agree. Another theme I noticed was the importance of accepting yourself. Elphaba struggled with her identity, but eventually embraced who she is, flaws and all. It's such a powerful message for anyone who ever feel like they didn't fit in.
Oh, I love that part of her journey. It's about finding strength in your uniqueness
Yes.
and not letting the world define your worth. Such a timeless and universal lesson.
Yeah, and Ken, don't you think about environmental themes are worth mentioning too? There's this underlying narrative about how the wizard explores research and manipulates nature for his gain. It's subtle, but it's there.
Oh, definitely. It's a great way to start conversations about sustainability and the impact of our actions on the world around us. It's amazing how much this story packs into its layers.
It really is. Wicked isn't just about fantasy, it's mirror reflecting so many real world issues. And I hope viewers walk away not just entertained but also inspired to think, question, and grow.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Pai.
Yeah,
That's the magic of Wicked. It's not just a story, it's a lesson for life.
exactly, Ken. And with that, let's take a quick break before diving into some audience trivia and interaction. Well, Ken, talking about Wicked has been such a journey from exploring its story and characters to diving into its controversial and life lesson.
I know, right?
Yeah.
This movie isn't just entertaining, it's thought provoking, emotional, and filled with so many lessons we can all relate to. I hope our listeners enjoyed the ride as much as we did.
Same here. I think one of the biggest takeaways from Wicked is that things aren't always black and white. Good and evil are often matter of perspective, and the choices we make define who we are.
Absolutely. And I love how the movie reminds us that everyone has a story. Before judging someone, maybe we should take the time to understand what they've been through.
That is such important message, Ken. And on a lighter note, I hope everyone listening had fun learning those behind the scene facts and answering the trivia question.
Definitely. And hey, listeners, if you haven't seen Wicked yet, or even if you have, watch it again with this insights in mind. It might just give you a whole new appreciation for the movie.
Right. Before we go, we want to thank all of you for tuning in. This podcast will be possible without your support, and we are so excited to keep bringing you more stories, discussion, and fun.
And don't forget to follow us on social media, share your thoughts, and let us know what you want us to talk about next. We're always open to suggestions.
That's right, Ken. So you guys can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to leave us a review. It really helps to us.
Alright, thanks again for joining us, everyone. Remember, stay curious, stay kind, and keep wondering.
Until next time, this is PAI or Pi
And KEN, not CAN, which is can.
signing off from Wow Whisper of Wonder. See you next time, guys.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.